When I met my husband's mom for the first time, she's such a big fan of Satan. Like, she just thinks he's the greatest guy. And she's like, he asked all these really great questions. He's just asking all the questions that should be asked. He's just being a pain in the ass for all the right reasons.
So he's the Piers Morgan of the underworld, is what you're saying? Or maybe he is.
Well, no, he's not Piers Morgan. I wouldn't say that about the devil. He's better than that.
Hello! Welcome to Believe. I'm Phil Green.
And I'm David Ferguson.
And this is a podcast all about the world's craziest mystic conspiracy theories, isn't it?
Unless it's the absolute truth that we're telling you, because sometimes we do that.
Yes, we sometimes do. And sometimes it's a dark figure from the underworld.
Sometimes it is, yes.
This is a podcast all about the world's greatest mystic conspiracy theories. In each episode, we bring on a guest. That guest has picked a myth or conspiracy they want to talk about. And we sit them in that chair there. We find facts and figures from the internet, and then we try to prove it, debunk it, or neither. But this one we have strong suspicions about, don't we?
Oh, yes. I think we did very well with this one.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah.
If you enjoy this podcast, please give us a little 5-star review because it just helps us. It makes us feel loved, doesn't it?
Yes. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you really enjoy the podcast and you'd like to support us a little bit more, just £3 a month on our Patreon means that we can carry on making episodes. You will get early access, you get ad-free listening, and you get access to all of our back catalogue of Patreon episodes.
Yes, and you're helping us create art and keep doing the thing that we love, because we love doing this. We love doing this for you.
Yes, and that is what this is, art.
Art.
Even though it may not always look like it. Now, I am doing a new show. I am going to be doing a work in progress show at the Edinburgh Fringe this summer. It is called The Boy Who Nearly Grew Up. I will be there between the 20th and the 30th of August. If you would like to come and see me, please do. There'll be a link in the show notes and also on philgreencomedy.com. I'll also be doing some previews for that show in the run up there as well, all over the country. So climb along to one of those if you can. It's very, very cheap, isn't it?
It is, and well worth it.
Yes, well worth the cheapness. Now, who is today's fabulous guest?
Today's fabulous guest has great hair and fantastic earrings. It is the wonderful, the delightful, the wonderful Spring Day.
Yes, two wonderfuls there. That's wonderful Spring Day. Spring is an American stand-up comedian, writer, and actor based in London. She has appeared on Live at the Apollo, Rosie Jones's Disability Extravaganza, and the BBC Three sitcom Jerk, which she also wrote on. She is a fluent Japanese speaker and has performed 7 solo shows at the Edinburgh Fringe. She's also written for Horrible Histories, Horrible Science, as well as Audible's first ever musical comedy, Crush Hour. She's guest hosted Radio 4 show 30 Million Club, and her show Spring Day Exvangelical also played at Soho Theatre.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
And she is an exvangelical.
Which is extremely apt, because what is the myth or conspiracy that Spring has chosen?
Oh, that we could choose nothing else. The Satanic Panic.
The Satanic Panic.
The power of Christ compelled you.
Let's do this.
Get out of the rabbit hole.
It's a fake. Every single bird in the sky is a robot.
It's fiction.
Doubt your government.
It's an urban legend.
Like, if they're actually spraying something in the sky.
No way.
A stream of absurdity.
It's a total fabrication.
Welcome to the podcast, Spring Day!
Thank you for having me.
That's all right. You bought an iPad.
I did.
We've had people bring in notes, but we've never had somebody bring in an actual iPad. That's impressive stuff.
You're more prepared than I am.
Yeah, that actually is true. Although you do know a lot about this one, in fairness.
I had no sex as a teenager, and this is just another.
But it's a good job you didn't. Otherwise, this podcast wouldn't exist.
True.
Yeah,
True.
Excellent earrings.
Thank you.
Complimented them already.
Oh yes, Spring Day. You look stunning.
Thank you so much.
I love the hair, love the earrings. What do the earrings say? Can you let our listeners know?
So these were a goodbye present. These say HPV 16 and HPV 18. They're the 2 strains of HPV that cause cervical cancer. And they were given to me by someone I used to be intimate with. And so these were a nice little reminder.
It's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
If you don't know what HPV is, you soon will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what you're trying to do, educate people.
Educate
via
people.
your ears.
Yes. Yes.
It's a lovely thing.
I think so.
Okay, good. How have you been?
I've been really good. I've
Good.
been really good. My husband and I went to the Jack White art installation.
Nice.
Called These Memories May Disappear.
Yeah.
And it's bad. But I love it.
I didn't expect you to say that.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. It's genius. He's so great.
No, I love everything about him. I love that it's bad.
Okay.
So
Okay, what's bad about it?
well, there's one piece where it's just like a kid's toy car, half of it in like stuck in resin. So and my husband pointed out he thinks that maybe Homer Simpson did that one.
Yeah.
Like he got a kid's car stuck in concrete and then it got sold to an art gallery.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think this is that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he trying to say with that?
I think he's trying to say his kids are too old for their toys and needs to make money off of them.
Sure, deep then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still fun. I love delusional people. I think I love when people are really, really good at one thing and they think it makes them really good at everything else. And I applaud that. I mean, if I've learned nothing else, it's being bad never stopped anyone.
Absolutely.
Why should it stop me? It's so
completely.
Inspirational.
It's why so many comedians are podcasters now, you know. Does it stop us? No.
No, but it was so much fun. Like I think people should enjoy bad art.
Yes. I do agree with
Yeah.
that. There is something, it's a bit like watching a really bad film that's so bad it's good, right?
love
Oh, it has
really
so
bad
much
film.
heart.
Love a bad film.
So good.
One of my all-time favorite films is a movie called Perfect. It's from 1985. It stars John Travolta and Jamie Lee Curtis. It's terrible. It has no redeeming factors. I have watched it more this year than any other movie. I've watched it about 7 times. I love it. It's
I've
awful
seen
film.
it. I've seen it recently, and it's a great movie if you like walls. They show so many walls unnecessarily. You're like, are they trying to sell wallpaper here?
Yeah, there's a really dramatic moment where after a love scene, where they have an argument, Jamie Lee Curtis and John Travolta, not about him being gay, and the argument ends just looking at the wall. What? Why?
That is an artistic decision someone's taken.
It's Jamie Lee. It's based on a Rolling Stone article about health clubs and aerobics classes and being the new pickup joints of the 80s. And it turns out the Rolling Stone article was just a Rolling Stone article, but they made a movie of it, and it's ridiculous. And Jamie Lee Curtis looks great in spandex.
Yes, she does. I think it's a fantastic film for all of those reasons.
Yeah, and it's awful.
There are a lot of those type of films from the 80s, though.
Oh, so many.
Really bad.
So many. I just love a bad movie. I almost would rather have a bad movie. Oh, do you know what I mean? Like at least.
You need the good to balance out the bad. Otherwise, that's how you know it's bad.
Well, no, you need enough heart. It has to be
Fair,
bad
that's fair.
plus heart.
Plus heart, yeah.
Right.
We put a lot into this, and it's still bad.
It's still bad, but you can tell you can see what we wanted it to be.
Yes.
We just couldn't get there.
When you went to the Jack White exhibition,
Yeah.
did you think, were you going in with the expectation it was going to be bad?
Well, I had seen people say it was bad.
Okay.
But I go to he has his own store in London, Third Man Records, and I go there, and he sells shirts and things, and they're really overpriced. And I like being around that kind of confidence.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
never going to be
enjoy it.
boring, is it?
No, it's never boring. It's very colorful. I like the color palettes. It's all good.
Yeah, and at the end, it's sometimes a 2-star experience is the one that you remember better.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's an excellence. Everyone's being excellent. What about crap?
Nobody wants perfect. Well, actually, sometimes you do, but
Yeah, well,
Sometimes, doctors,
yeah.
yes.
procedures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you into art?
Yes and no. Like I want to.
Yeah.
I want to be into it. Like I want to go and look at art when I'm in Edinburgh, but
Yeah.
it's like that's more walking.
That's a lot of walking.
It's a lot of
It's
walking.
also the other side of town and all that stuff as well.
There are lots of really great art galleries, like the National Gallery.
Yeah, it's
and
beautiful.
everything. And, like one of my favorite paintings is up in Edinburgh.
I always walk past it and think, I should really go and do that, and then never do.
No.
Because you never do anything. I've never done the tattoo. Have you done the tattoo?
No. But the tattoo is really expensive.
It is really expensive, yeah.
So I'm just like, no, I can watch people march in place somewhere else.
Yeah.
For free.
Every day in London.
Yeah.
That's what you wanted. Well, it depends on the march, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, speaking as someone from Northern Ireland, it definitely depends on the march.
Different kind of march.
kind of
But it was
march.
free.
It absolutely was, and it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Like well past my house,
And you were in the golden era for marching
It was
as well.
the golden era, Garvaki Road. Anyway, that's very political. Let's not talk about that.
Spring, what do you think about Mr. Conspiracies and that kind of thing?
I like them.
You
And
do.
I love people that like them, and everybody else that doesn't like them, they're just no fun.
Yes, thank you.
They're no fun.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you said that.
It's like shouting at someone at playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's not real.
Yeah,
It's like, we know it's not real.
that's the point. It's fun.
That's the point.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the people that do believe it's real that make it more fun.
True.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe in Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I believe
that.
I believe disclosure is coming soon. Not just the Steven Spielberg movie, which is coming soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
He keeps wanting to talk about disclosure.
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 When they say the aliens really do exist, extraterrestrials really do exist.
Well, you know, I've seen the preview for that, or the little trailer for that, and it's like it starts with Emily
Emily
Blunt
yeah.
as a news weather girl.
Weather
Is she a
girl. She's just
in
meant to be
Kansas
vapid.
City, my hometown.
That's where you're from.
yeah.
okay.
Aliens always Midwest, Kansas City. You know,
They love Kansas.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. Superman,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. You know, it's quiet. It's nice. It's flat. It looks like a good landing pad.
Yeah.
Pad.
I can see that.
Do you remember from when you growing up there? Do you remember conspiracy theorists being?
I was a conspiracy theorist for
Were you?
sure. Yeah, I mean, I was an evangelical Christian. For a very
Yay!
long
Oh,
time.
hey, high five! Yes.
Hence your show. You had a show.
Yeah, I had a show called Exvangelical.
Yep.
By the way, there is a podcast called Exvangelical, so it's my name, Spring Day Exvangelical.
Okay.
And it was all about how I eventually got out, which was fairly recently. I got out completely. It's like such a long walk out.
Yeah, but the roots go really, really, really deep. I still have reactions. I don't believe in God, and I still have reactions where, like, I'll automatically pray or in Jesus' name.
I think when something's ingrained at such a young age, it's very, very difficult to completely uningrain it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's like even no matter what process you go through.
Well, I mean, but also there's just they're so good at indoctrination that untangling yourself is really hard. And I realized I had to go to a professional because my husband and I watched the movie Shazam, and it gave me nightmares. Okay. And he went,
There's dark moments in that
There's
movie.
really dark.
Like, that's meant to be the kiddie superhero, and it's like going. When the demons start eating people. Go, what the.
and if you still believe in demons and all that
Oh, yeah, I do.
stuff,
I know.
he's like, you need to see somebody about that because you can't be freaking out over Shazam.
Yeah, no, because apart from it being a terrible movie, but are you okay now?
Yeah. I went to a specialist who they call them high control groups now because cult is one particular thing, and it's basically this program that's designed to be like a year for you to learn how to think for yourself, how to question, basically how to be a pain in everyone's ass.
Okay.
About asking things and not doing what everybody wants
Hell
you to
yeah.
do to be a
Yep.
nice person. It doesn't really help you in this business, but it's specifically designed to help you think for yourself, and then it's like a 1-year thing, and then they kick you out because they don't want to become a cult themselves, which I
Okay.
super respect.
Yeah, fair play to them.
There's
What if
one
it doesn't work after a year?
Well, you can come back and for a top up or whatever,
Nice.
but
That's good.
I went to mine, and she's like, "No, I think you're good to go. I think you've got all the tools you need." So
Good, man.
yeah, ask anyone. I'm really annoying with questions.
Yeah, but
An unexamined life is not worth
that's
living.
why you're here, Spring.
Gotta do it.
That's
Yeah,
why-
yeah. Yeah,
Gotta do it.
So this is kind of all makes sense now why you chose this.
Yeah.
This is very on brand. So the Satanic Panic. The term Satanic Panic refers to a widespread moral panic that emerged primarily in North America during the 80s and 90s, characterized by fears that secret networks of Satanists were infiltrating society and engaging in criminal activities such as ritual abuse, murder, and occult conspiracies. Similar fears have appeared throughout history. The Satanic Panic was distinctive because it unfolded in the era of mass media, psychotherapy, evangelical religious activism, and growing public anxiety about social change. So this goes back a long way. Like Satanism and belief in Satan goes back like centuries and centuries. But it was the commercialization, I guess, of it, or the mass media part of this that was that blew this up, essentially, wasn't it?
Yeah, the 24-hour news cycle
Yeah.
meant that they needed to have something that didn't just inform you. It had to entertain you. It had to lock you in.
Yeah.
So it had all these daytime talk shows, also bringing people on who had experienced this satanic abuse. Or I think there was a book that was released by a psychotherapist and his patient who later became his wife.
Yes.
About her I think he was one of those therapists that did the memory retrieval stuff that's since been proven to be bunk. Everything in the book has been debunked, but it really fanned the flame of people being worried about kids being abused at, say, daycares and stuff. Because there was also this massive change of women working and leaving their kids behind there and things. And
So you're saying it's women's fault?
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. And there was a lot of like guilt about leaving your kids behind and who's taking care of your kids. So there was cases where people thought that their kids were being abused, and then the people brought in to question the kids asked them extremely leading questions.
Yes.
And so it all sort of snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And I remember my churches, people working in the church saying this about Satanism, or you don't want to play Dungeons and Dragons because they'll snatch your brain. And
Yeah, I was going to ask you this. Do you remember, being an evangelical Christian, do you remember this being a thing when you were a kid?
Yeah, absolutely. My youth group director used to be into Dungeons and Dragons a lot, and he came out of it, and he doesn't do that anymore because it's really bad for you. But he was really surprised I'd never done it. But I'd become an evangelical Christian at 13 and lived in the country. So how could I get to anyone's basement?
True.
You know.
Fair point.
So anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember this?
Very, very much so. Because Phil Donahue was a chat show in the 80s and the 90s, which was eventually shown in the UK, but it wasn't regular in the UK. But I remember there was the special version, which was about the Satanic Panic being shown during the summer holidays, and this is a thing to worry about. And I was really big into He-Man: The Masters of the Universe, which is a movie that's coming out now. Although they made it much gayer than it originally was, and I don't know how you can make
pretty gay.
It does look pretty gay. How you can make someone who's in a disco harness even gayer, I do not know, but they managed it. But they give him a blonde blowout. It's beautiful. I can't wait for the movie. My point is, basically, the He-Man: The Master of the Universe was the biggest toy range in the 80s. It sold gangbusters, and it was meant to be satanic because they used magic, and there was sword and sorcery, and Skeletor, the bad guy, rather than being a gay guy that had succumbed to AIDS, was in fact the living dead and whatever.
He was pretty scary. Skeletor was quite a scary baddie.
Oh, I love Skeletor. I love Skeletor. The voice of bitchiness in my head is Skeletor.
Great laugh as well.
So great. I He-Man: The Master of the Universe means so much to me, and it's terrible. But
Did you watch this as a kid?
I was a She-Ra person.
We can't even talk.
Twin
For the honor of
sister.
Grayskull. Anyway, sorry.
Yes, no. And the baddie in that had huge boobs.
Catra.
She had no feet. No, not Ketra.
Shadow Weaver.
The
Shadow Weaver. Yeah.
She had huge boobs and no legs. I guess that's where all the meat went.
Well upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Shadow Weaver. They only recently made a toy of her. She wasn't during the 80s. Didn't have a toy of Shadow Weaver.
That's right.
Too much boobage.
Too much boobage. Yeah. But they made a toy of her fairly recently. And I rushed. See, this is the weird thing. I have all this delayed childhood stuff. All the toys that I couldn't have as a kid, I now have. Yeah. I don't have any He-Man or anything in my house because I had those as a kid. That's fine. Yeah. But Shadow Weaver didn't have her. Had to get her.
Right.
And like RC from the Transformers. There's a really lovely. Anyway.
It's
Sorry.
Like a reunion.
But yes, it was, everything I love.
I'm glad the Satanic Panic is nostalgic for you.
It's super nostalgic.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's quite like the thing is the whole aesthetic of it is quite pleasing to the eye. Like it's
that is very true. It is.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's tantalizing. It's also sort of forbidden fruit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun. And we all meet Satanists in high school, and self-proclaimed Satanists. And they're always the sweetest dudes.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're
never the creepy guys you think they are.
We've talked about the Church of Satan a fair bit on this podcast, and they are all things considered a lovely bunch.
Yeah.
Like they do really nice things. They have car boot sales.
Yeah.
They crochet stuff.
And the church would say that's how they get you.
Yeah.
They fool you with that crocheting, being nice stuff.
I'm kind of all right with that though.
Yeah.
It sounds good.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah. I think the book that you're talking about is Michelle Remembers.
Yes,
Does that sound right?
that's
Okay.
right, yeah.
So this is what's considered to be the beginning of the Satanic Panic. So the book was called Michelle Remembers, written by a psychiatrist called Lawrence Pazder, and it was his patient turned wife, Michelle Smith. Doesn't in any way sound like grooming. The book described alleged recovered memories of childhood abuse by a satanic cult. It presented dramatic claims of ritual torture, human sacrifice, and supernatural intervention. Critics questioned its credibility. It gained significant attention amongst religious communities, mental health professionals, and law enforcement personnel. The narrative helped establish many of the themes that would later characterize Satanic Panic allegations. It did a lot of damage.
It did. It
Yeah.
did, but it was fun.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
It was. You could not look away.
Yes.
It was on. I mean, the fact that it was on Donahue, which was the most reputable of daytime talk shows, like he was the standard of not being garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they did that is something. 2020 also did something, and they're supposed to be proper news,
Mm-hmm.
but you could just see that they just needed eyeballs, and they needed eyeballs to stay.
Yeah.
And so they were like, well, we're not completely sure, but enough police are investigating it. We think we should say something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was how they covered it.
And that's the thing about this whole conspiracy is that, unlike a lot of conspiracies which do not make mainstream news, this did a lot at the time.
This is propped up by the mainstream.
Yeah, very much. And over and over again through multiple different media streams, through multiple different channels, right? And music, film, art, everywhere in culture. This was a mainstay. And it was propagated by politicians as well. Thatcher had a thing about it, didn't she?
Yeah. Because she was Satan and she wanted to throw things off.
That's it. Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
At roughly the same time as this book came out, there was a lot of concern about child abuse increasing in North America. Public awareness campaigns encouraged adults to recognize signs of abuse. While the efforts addressed real and important social problems, they also create an atmosphere in which extraordinary claims could sometimes be accepted with insufficient scrutiny. The combination of heightened concern for child welfare, growing evangelical activism, sensational media coverage, and controversial therapeutic techniques contributed to the rapid spread of satanic conspiracy narratives. So there's these two major things coming together at the same time in the age of media, really.
But also, there was also I saw a thing where one of the reasons why the child minders were so kind of asking them leading questions and stuff was that there had been new research that child abuse was happening, and they were sort of wrapping their brains around it. Okay, well, if this is happening and we're not catching it, what do we need to do differently?
Yeah.
And so it's sort of kind of like, good intentions, path to hell kind of way. And so I find that really interesting that they really were they tried so hard to do the right thing that they let their guard down in terms of doing the right thing.
Yeah, you're right. And they weren't really checking the facts a lot of the time. So I think, the daycare abuse cases in daycare centers, so this is basically the idea, well, not the idea, but the allegations of ritual abuse in daycare centers and preschools. This is mostly in North America. Beginning in the 1980s, numerous childcare providers across the United States were accused of participating in bizarre and elaborate satanic rituals. The most famous one of these is the McMartin preschool trial in California.
Yeah.
So this was 1983. Allegations emerged that staff members at a preschool were abusing children and involved them in occult ceremonies. Investigators conducted extensive interviews with children, often using highly suggestive questioning techniques. This is what you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
This was huge at the time.
Absolutely huge. I think I remember it. I remember it in the news.
Yeah.
And they showed the dolls being put on top of each other, and they were like anatomically correct dolls, and it's just like well, okay, all right. And it wasn't the kids doing it; it was so did they do this?
Yes.
And you're just like, And the kids kind of realized if they said yes, then the interview would end sooner.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, sure, that's what happened.
Yeah,
why not?
It was interesting.
Like,
That's the psychology behind the psychology, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're psychologically evaluating these kids, but the way that we're doing that is leading to a set of results that are completely misleading. Because all of this pretty much got thrown out, didn't it? I think
it did.
Most of it got dismissed as it was highly unlikely. I'm not saying there wasn't some abuse going on, something, but the idea of it being in some way linked to satanic rituals. Actually, there was no case where that was ever proven.
No, it was never proven. But also, it's something I would want to believe.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want to believe the church did it.
Definitely
even though
not.
there's more evidence
Especially
that
when you're in the
happened.
church.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I totally understand why
Yeah.
that link got made.
Well, because any daycare center, we talk about this in certain organizations before, right? If you go to like the Boy Scouts or whatever, there are rituals that occur, and those occur in schools, and those occur in any daycare center because they have to have a certain level of order.
Yeah.
You can read as much into that as you want to, but if you really want to, you could deter whatever you want from that, and then carve out a narrative that will make mainstream media news, right? Especially at that time.
Also, kids are creepy.
Yeah, kids are fucking creepy.
They're super creepy.
Look at every film from the 70s.
I remember when my friend was my friend's kid was maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And he saw Murder, She Wrote on TV or something, and he got it in his head that the word murder had power in it. So he just sat on the sofa going, murder, murder.
I like
Murder,
this kid.
right?
Yeah.
And I was, and if you're in any way spiritual, you're like, oh, maybe that's a demon poking in his brain or something, you know, instead of experimenting with words.
Yeah.
And how they feel rolling around red rum, you know, like, it's, you know, so, yeah. And then if you keep saying a word, it loses all meaning,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
over and over again.
And this came off the back of an era of TV shows and films like that, where, I mean, you look at The Omen, The Exorcist, all those films that came out in the 70s, which are all about Satanism and evil kids and that sort of stuff. So all of that narrative plays into this nicely, doesn't it? Because people have been exposed to those type of movies, and really, so to a lot of people, that is their exposure to Satanism, right? And then we go into an era where the mainstream media are saying, by the way, some daycare centers, a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say to that.
Okay. It's fine.
It's a perfect storm.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it wasn't just the US. There were cases in Canada, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. In many cases, investigators relied on interview methods that psychologists later criticized as leading and suggestive. Children sometimes appeared to incorporate hints, expectations, and repeated questioning into their responses, producing accounts that grew more elaborate over time. The daycare cases became national news and reinforced public fears that hidden satanic networks were targeting children. So I think what you were saying, Spring, is that the kids are repeating the language back to the interviewer, but they're planting the terms in their head in the first place, basically.
Yes, but also I saw some of the exchanges.
Yeah.
And they say, well, did this happen? And the kid would say no.
Yeah.
And then the next person would say, well, the other kid said it happened.
Wow.
So
okay.
why is your account different?
Yeah.
And so now it sounds like, oh, I've been caught in a lie.
Yeah.
But I'm not lying. But okay, I guess I need to say the correct thing is the other thing.
Yeah.
And so the transcript is very incriminating in terms of like, oh, this is dodgy.
Yeah, it is dodgy. Because any kid's going to go, well, if my friends are saying that, I don't want to be the one not saying that, so I'm going to say the same thing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like people buying Taylor Swift records.
They should be interviewed.
Yeah. Sorry, Taylor. Your husband-to-be is really gorgeous.
Yeah. We have touched on some satanic rituals within Taylor Swift concerts as well.
Oh yeah, she did have a thing, didn't she?
Yeah, but I mean, since like 2000, like the amount of award ceremonies that just have blatant satanic imagery, and like Lady Gaga's really obvious, but it's like even Beyonce, and whatever else.
Oh yeah, Beyonce. There was a lot of stuff about her having an ulterior
alter ego / fierce.
Yes, that is a
That
demon.
comes into her.
It's a demon that possesses her. That comes up on my Facebook feed quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I do know that Taylor Swift is not possessed by a demon because I saw her with my own eyes in person just before she got really famous, and she has cellulite. And I don't think demons have cellulite.
You're right. If you were going to make a deal, that would be it, wouldn't it? No
Yeah.
cellulite.
And she was still a teenager. And She
Okay.
had cellulite. I was like,
Wow.
no, that's a real person.
Yeah. Fair enough.
She's fine.
Oh, she's not without talent. I just don't love her.
That's okay. I won't tell my nieces. They'll kill you.
And their children. So
I'm scared of children.
yeah. Well, as we've established, they are frightening fuckers. So the media played a big role in this. TV talk shows, news programs, documentaries, magazines frequently feature stories about alleged satanic conspiracies. Sensational allegations attracted viewers and readers, making them highly marketable. Reports often emphasized shocking claims while devoting less attention to questions of evidence or reliability. Stories about ritual abuse, hidden cults, and secret ceremonies generated public fascination and fear. So it is, I guess, the shocking nature of the claims that makes the headline, right? So therefore, and there was no, we have like fact checker now on the news, don't we? I mean, I'm not saying every news channel does it; they definitely don't. But it's a thing now to fact check stuff and say this is why we.
Is it?
Well, not everywhere.
I mean, I tend to think that modern media is just it's all about rating.
Well, it depends on the narrative, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the reputation.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think there was more fact checking back in the day, to be honest.
You think they wouldn't put the story out unless it was fact checked?
I think that they put it out because police were investigating it, and they're like, well, if it's being investigated, then it's worth commenting on.
Okay.
And it was being investigated by police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there were things found adjacent to it, like, I mean, child abuse, unfortunately, is a fact of life. And, you know, but it's the polish of satanic child abuse. I mean, I think any child abuse is satanic small as, you know.
Yeah, you know when people of our generation say, it was fine back in the day, we used to play it in the streets.
No, it
because there were
wasn't.
no pedos in the 80s.
No.
No, there totally were, Peter.
Yeah, there were loads.
There totally were, Peters. We just didn't talk about
Yeah, we just went, who's that guy in the bush with him in a long coat and nothing else? He's probably fine.
Just avoid him.
Yeah.
Just avoid him.
Yeah.
You know, don't be left alone with Uncle Freddie.
Yeah.
I think it was the only way people could deal with it. I
Yeah.
think the only way people could deal with this is a thing that we have to deal with seriously at some point. We just don't know how. So your brain just short circuits to it must be this.
Yeah.
And then we have to face reality. But I don't think we have yet. I mean, look at the Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
And there's stuff in that is ceremonial and weird and horrible and could be decreed as satanic, you know. And that's in the published stuff. Like, it's not me being hyperbolic.
But it is a classic modern example of everyone associated turning a blind eye to what is very clearly going on, right?
No prosecutions have happened. None. No prosecutions have happened. The files that have been released and like,
Well, even-
why is Prince Andrew still free?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, even when Epstein was prosecuted and went to prison and came out and was allowed to carry on doing the same thing he was doing before.
Yeah. Well, that has a lot to do with the class of the girls that were being abused,
Yep.
and it's an American story no one wants to deal with.
Yeah.
And dealing with Satan is so much easier.
Yeah.
Satan's so much more fun.
He's much more fun.
Yeah.
He's got loads going on.
He's got a lot going for him. It's true.
Yeah.
Make a deal with Crossroads, you know.
Great
He's
outfits.
far more charming and better at music.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Why,
Yeah.
you know, why does the devil have all the good music?
He breaks all the rules.
True. Music was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about
Backmasking.
backmasking.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. You were backmasking.
What?
So this is the idea, not the idea, but there was a thing where people would play mostly heavy metal tracks backwards.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, to hear satanic messages in the music. And there was a whole thing about certain bands would do this. And somehow, we have talked about backmasking on the podcast before, somehow this is going into kids' heads and they are somehow believing in Satan because of a very weird message that you can make out if you really want to by playing a track backwards.
Well, it's really weird because Christian parents want their kids to believe in Satan. They just don't want them to listen to him, which is really weird.
Yeah.
But I think it makes sense. I've listened to records backwards. It's unpleasant. Yeah. I get that. I want to blame someone. Yeah, why not blame the same person that's responsible for child abuse? Like it's you know, it's the soundtrack.
Yeah. We looked at a few examples of this and you hear what you want to hear. Like most of them don't make any sense. But
Right.
if you're looking into that, and I can't remember it was a guy that rang into a radio station, wasn't it? The first sort of recorded example of this. And he said on a radio show, rang in the DJ. He said, if you play this backwards, and the DJ did it. But he'd already planted the seed. He said to the DJ, "This is the message.
This is what it says."
Yeah.
And that's what you hear.
Yeah, and then they did it live on air, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it does." And then that's sort of snowballed from there. And I
Oh,
can't
that's
remember.
like mentalist
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're going to make something out, because it's their sounds, their vocal sounds. So you go, oh, that kind of sounds like that. Because we do that all the time. You know, where each of us are speaking with different accents. You know, and yet we're all speaking the same language, but because we're processing stuff. You know, so if you play it backwards, you go, oh, that's that word and whatever. You know, and so we are programmed to make understanding. We're programmed to see faces.
Yeah, we're programmed to make sense of everything.
Yeah.
Hence, the Satanic Panic.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like how when you listen to someone speak in another language, you hear them say things in English they didn't say. That's fun.
Yeah. It's true. If you play this episode backwards, it does say "All Hail Satan."
Oh, yeah. And watch He-Man.
Not
Exactly that.
And watch He-Man, absolutely, by the power of Grayskull.
So the media environment in the 80s differed significantly from today's internet-driven landscape. Major TV networks and papers possessed enormous influence over public opinion. Repeated exposure to dramatic stories contributed to a perception that satanic crime was widespread and growing. So that is true, isn't it? There was only a limited number of channels, limited number of radio stations, and if they're all peddling the same narrative, the general culture and people did tend to believe what they were told a little bit more then. Now I think there's easier ways to, question that.
Well, there were other like urban legends and stuff. Did you come across the Procter and Gamble stuff?
Go on.
So there was a rumor that Procter and Gamble was a satanic company because their symbol had like 13 stars on it or something, and has like a goat. It looked goaty. Nice. And they were like, well, that's a sign that, and it's such a big company, and there's nobody that doesn't have a Procter and Gamble something or other in their house because they sell soap and everything.
Yeah.
And so it got to the point where Procter and Gamble spent millions on lawyers and trying to tell people, like, look, we're not satanic. It's on the 13 colonies, and is it different? They even changed their logo because.
Yeah. And
I remember in university getting like chain mails about Procter and Gamble and how I should boycott them because they're satanic, and that kind of went away.
Yeah.
Oh, do you remember chainmail? Oh.
Yes.
You forward this letter on, or you will receive bad luck.
I think I'm still being affected by those.
It's only the same as sharing a meme or sharing a post, isn't it? Now.
Yeah,
Except
but you had to pay. You
share
had to
people.
put. You had to get a stamp. And
Yeah, you got to be really committed to it.
You had to be committed to. Whereas I can reshare quite easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, chainmail. I remember my dad getting a chainmail letter when I was a kid, and he read it and he ripped it up. And I remember thinking, oh my God, because it was just real to me, like
Right.
10 years old, although that would explain a lot of the things my dad
It
did.
is a lot more frightening if it comes through the actual post, though, isn't it? Like it's a physical thing.
But the fact that he ripped it up with like emotion almost like feeds into it.
Yeah.
That like, oh, well, it's definitely going to happen now.
Yeah.
Like the bad stuff.
So maybe he was a Satanist and he was trying to destroy the.
God, my dad is Satanist now. He would involve getting up early. He doesn't like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there a Satanist church around here?
There's
It's more of an independent thing, isn't it?
there is Satanist churches in London, but I haven't been to any of them or whatever. There used to be a spiritualist where I live in Walthamstow. There used to be a spiritualist church, but it closed down.
Okay. Oh, is that they call it the spiritualist church?
Well, it's all sort of intertwined. So you can have a spiritualist church and it's kind of clappy, happy, Jesus-y affiliated.
So all the church stuff without the church stuff.
But then you can also have it kind of satanic. I've got friends that are Satanists.
Okay.
And not me. But
I call them weed dealers. Like.
The devil's lettuce. But it's trying to make sense of the world.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to look at the world now and go, really, the devil's in
Would it be
charge.
worse under Satan?
Yeah. I just think there's no compassion in anything that we do anymore politically. Sorry to be all depressive.
No, that's my job. It's all good.
So popular culture reinforced the concerns. Horror films, heavy metal music, fantasy role-playing games like you were talking about, D&D, and occult-themed entertainment were often portrayed as gateways to satanic influence. So examples of this, bands like Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and Merciful Fate frequently employed dark imagery, references to the occult, and dramatic depictions of evil in their lyrics and album artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember that
Ozzy
one.
Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne,
Yes.
yeah.
Wow. Bark at the Moon. Like I remember seeing that as a kid and just thinking, is he really a werewolf? Because I was very young. It wasn't just.
Yeah.
But I loved that he was a blonde werewolf. I thought that was brilliant.
Well, also the T-shirts were so creepy and hard to look at. Like if you had an active imagination, I would those would be burned into my brain. I read the story about him eating the head off the bat and how that happened. Have you covered this?
We have, but go for
Okay.
it.
Am I right in saying
go.
that he thought it was fake and
Yes.
then bit it off, and then in other countries they actually were, after it happened, people started throwing stuff on the stage. Like one place there
Yes.
was like a chicken or something.
Yeah.
But in Japan, they just gave him like a bag of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like
That's
So
beautiful.
polite, the Japanese.
super polite.
Yeah.
Like it's already cooked. You don't have to pluck it.
Yeah.
You know, we understand you like bird.
Yeah.
And that tickled me.
I love the
most.
way they misinterpreted that, but it's a beautiful story.
Right?
Yeah. They do love KFC in Japan.
Yes, it's
do.
their Christmas food.
It is.
Yeah. And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. It's a tradition I wish.
But this is something I found out. Popcorn chicken isn't really worldwide. It's really only the UK that have popcorn chicken. Canada has it as well. And I'm like, but popcorn chicken's the best thing that they do.
Yeah.
So like, no wonder KFC's struggling around the world. They don't do popcorn chicken.
That's weird. That's a big conspiracy. We need to look into that.
Yeah.
Okay. In most cases, the themes were theatrical, symbolic, or intended to create a sense of horror and mystery rather than promote actual satanic beliefs. Many parents, religious leaders, and community organizations viewed such imagery with suspicion. I guess that's, I can sort of understand where that came from, like people walking around with devils on the t-shirts and people worried about. But some of those t-shirts were really fucking cool.
They were super cool.
Yeah.
And it was basically, I mean, it was all just a fuck you.
Yeah,
to,
exactly
To
that.
the establishment in a very harmless way.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
But it was a fuck you to people's parents and that sort of generational, you do what we say kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you were made to go to church and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they'd seeing your parents, oh, you've got black lip liner on, like, oh my God, you're evil.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and when you spend that much time in church, it's never not going to be related to the church.
No, it can't be.
Yeah.
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 When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Yeah.
But I will say that when I met my husband's mom for the first time, she's such a big fan of Satan. Like, she just thinks he's the greatest guy. And she's like, he asks all these really great questions. Because, like, I guess Satan means the adversary.
Yes.
Or, and right. And so he's like, he's just asking all the questions that should be asked. He's just being a pain in the ass for all the right reasons.
So he's the Piers Morgan of the underworld, is what you're saying, or maybe he is.
Well,
Piers
no,
Morgan.
he's not Piers Morgan. I wouldn't say that about the devil. He's better than that. But yeah, like he's just a shit stirrer.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
yeah,
You know, Lucifer the light bringer
Yeah.
answering questions.
yeah.
You know,
Al Pacino and Devil's Advocate.
absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah. So the controversy intensified in the 80s when advocacy groups argued that certain forms of rock and metal encouraged immoral behavior, occult utterances, or even self-destructive actions. Our high-profile campaigns warned that hidden messages known as backmasking could allegedly be concealed within songs and influence listeners subconsciously, although scientific investigations found little evidence to support these. So this was actually looked into. This was it was like actual official organizations did. And I think one case went to court and it got thrown out. We did talk about one. I can't remember which one it was, but there was definitely a band that got accused of this. It went to court and the judge went.
I think it was Led Zeppelin.
It might be. Yes, I think
they
it
were
was.
they were tied up with the apparent suicide of unaliving of someone, which was very, 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 very sad. But it was, you know, when you go through that trauma, of course, you're trying to look for a reason why it happened.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, Led Zeppelin. Oof.
Yeah.
I suppose some of their songs are good.
Well, now we know it's Katy Perry.
Yeah. Well, Led Zeppelin aren't as good as Katy Perry. Sorry, I can't say that as a gay man. I can't say that Katy Perry's better than Led Zeppelin.
Early Katy Perry.
Oh, I Kissed a Girl is a banger.
Yeah.
Hot and
you know
cold.
what? I think she deserves a lot of grace because her parents are crazy fundamentalists.
They
You know,
I'm here for the Katy
and she's
Perry
in
Renaissance.
Hollywood.
She is, and she's been to space.
And
Yeah.
she's like shagging Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
You know.
And she shagged that other guy.
Yeah.
Orlando
that guy.
Bloom, if you've seen his nudes, Good on her.
Talking about him.
Oh, Orlando Bloom. Oh,
So I don't
a
know.
little bit gay for him.
I hope for the best, but
I hope for the best for Katy as well. We
Yeah,
love you, Katy
we do love
Perry.
Katy.
Come back properly. Don't work with a rapist.
We did also do an episode on the rumor that Katy Perry was actually John Benet Ramsey.
well, they have the same makeup.
They do,
Like,
even though they're born in different years. Yeah. So artists such as Ozzy Osbourne and bands like Slayer were frequently accused of promoting Satanism because of their lyrical themes and visual aesthetics. In reality, the relationship between heavy metal culture and religious belief was often far more complex than critics assumed. Many musicians use satanic imagery primarily as a form of rebellion, artistic expression, or shock value. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It looks amazing on stage.
it does.
Yeah.
It does. And it is performative.
Yeah.
It is shocking.
Yeah.
And back then it really didn't take much
No.
to shock. So it's kind of
But
it's cute.
It is
now.
cute, and it is still being done now. We did an episode on the Travis Scott concert where sadly people died because of a crush, but it was
Right.
the imagery. A lot of people associate it with the satanic ritual because of the imagery in the backdrop, and he had like fire, and it looked. He'd done the setup to look like hell. That was the point of it, and you went through, I think, the tunnel of hell when you went into the festival and that kind of stuff. So it's still happening now. People are still making these associations.
Well, I mean, I would say that evidence, like, it's such a tragedy and people would rather have that than a needless, it's a needless tragedy, but just it's so tragic in that it wasn't even for a cause.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Someone to blame, something to blame.
something to blame, because if you don't, like, that's even more bleak somehow.
Yeah.
So Satan's actually doing us a solid, taking all this on. Like, well, I know you need this.
I love that you're flying the flag for the big guy.
Yeah, no, it's taken a while, but
You've come round. You've come round. Yeah.
I see his value.
Yeah. It's a lifelong pursuit, and I admire that in you. The Satanic Panic intersected with controversial developments in psychotherapy. During the 80s and 90s, some therapists embraced the concept of recovered memories, the idea that traumatic experiences could be completely repressed and later recovered through therapeutic techniques. So this is what you're basically saying, that patients undergoing therapy came to believe they'd experienced rituals during childhood, but the memories were recovered through hypnosis, guided imagery, deep interpretation, or other suggestive methods. And it's the suggestion part of it that creates the false memory, or at least a misaligned memory, if you like.
Right, and those memories can be permanent, which is really terrifying.
Yeah. To have memories of something that didn't happen, but that it's truly horrific and it abused you, it's like, oh, it's scary.
It is bad.
Yeah.
The declined in the 1990s. By the mid-90s, it had largely subsided. Several factors contributed to it. The high-profile prosecutions, the one that we talked about, failed to produce any conviction. So actually, none of the things that anyone was accused of, whether it was the daycare centres or any band or any of these rituals, were ever actually proved. So
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. So many of them got thrown out that eventually the whole Satanic Panic momentum kind of got killed, because there's a point where everyone was like, well, every time we try and take this to trial, or we try to take someone down for this, nothing happens.
But that's a solid decade, though, right?
Yeah. It's a long period of people believing this shit before everyone went, oh, maybe it's not true.
But you hear, like people in my church would say certain things, and you go, well, I guess that's true, and then you'd hear someone else say something similar in another city. And you're like, well, but Satan is in control of everything if you're not Christian.
Exactly.
So that's why we know it's true.
Even if you are Christian, he's...
Yeah.
Journalists began critically examining sensational claims that had previously gone unquestioned. Academic investigations constantly found little support of allegations. Skepticism grew among professionals, public confidence, and the panic's central claims diminished. So actually, when you hear it now, it's quite readily dismissed as a result of all of this that happened 2-3 decades ago, basically. But the Travis Scott thing was probably one of the most recent examples of it being.
And Lady Gaga, all her award ceremonies and whatever.
And now it's fueled by social media more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And awful AI videos from around the world going, look, this is a ghost. And it's crappy AI,
Or just a really, we had a really old home video camera, and I don't know why this is, but everyone on it was see-through.
Yeah.
Like, you could actually see the other side of the room, and I don't know how that works.
That's really cool.
But if we were of that, if we would be like, oh, that's the ghost of us.
Yeah.
And it's just for whatever reason, it just came out that way. And you'd think, well, it must be some sort of spiritual, demonic reason.
Have you kept the video recorder?
No, Dad taped over it.
Ah, shit.
No, it was so funny though.
Yeah.
And but then,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool stuff. I love that sort of stuff. So the Satanic Panic was one of the most remarkable episodes of collective fear in modern Western history, emerging from a complex mixture of cultural anxiety, religious concern, and media sensationalism, therapeutic controversy, and genuine fears about child abuse. It transformed isolated allegations into a widespread belief that secret satanic networks threaten society. Despite extensive investigations, little evidence emerged to support the existence of the vast conspiracies. Nevertheless, the panic influenced public policy, criminal justice, psychology, religion, and popular culture for more than a decade. So, Spring,
Yes.
were movies and 1980s heavy metal music actively promoting Satanism?
I'd say yes.
Cool.
Yes, because they didn't think it was that. Like I'd say all of the Muppet movies,
Yeah.
particularly the Dark Crystal,
Yeah.
and definitely Labyrinth.
Yeah, definitely Labyrinth.
So my church mom was like, "Oh, David Bowie in Labyrinth is definitely Satan because he's got a huge
Yes.
equipment." And he was singing the song like, it's only forever, not long at all. He's like, that's something Satan would say. And he is he's a baddie.
Yeah.
He's a bad
Kinda.
boy.
Yeah.
Right? And that sort of checks,
Yeah.
And things look weird. And there was those fireflies, their eyes would come out.
Yeah.
And their
Oh,
head
yeah.
would roll out.
Yeah.
That's also very That's also very demonic. But, I'm cool with it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Labyrinth too.
I used to watch it every day for a whole summer to the point where I could write the script down.
Fantastic.
Love it.
I love Labyrinth.
It's a brilliant film.
I really do.
It's not perfect, but it's a great film.
Not perfect, but I'm the bag lady.
What do
at
you
the
mean
end.
it's not perfect? You need to watch it on the big screen. It does not work.
Do you know what? I've never seen the big screen. That is true.
It only works on the big screen.
Yeah, and it is incredibly visual.
The Prince Charles Cinema showed it quite recently. I'm sure they'll show it again.
They have big showings, and every year they have, like, in the beginning of the movie, that little park where she runs over the bridge. That's in England somewhere, and a bunch of the puppeteers that worked on the movie go, and you can meet them, and they have a ball and a castle, and
That's a beautiful story.
yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Field trip.
Let's do it.
Our second field trip.
Yep.
We did.
David, were movies and heavy metal responsible for promoting Satanism?
Springs won me over. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. I think active.
Also, this keeps you nicely in with your mother-in-law as well.
It does. Yeah.
I can see why you bought into this.
It's so much fun. Like it's so much fun, and it's kind of worth it. I see why
kinda
people sell
worth
their
it.
souls. Like
Yeah.
it's so much more fun.
Yeah, it is much more fun. You're
It's so
right.
much more. And also, when you're Christian or whatever, an evangelical Christian, even though you're saved, you're maybe you're not.
Yeah.
Only God knows.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of constantly, maybe you're not really saved, and so you're sort of like in this total limbo.
Yeah.
And then once you're going to hell,
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
Buddy, absolutely. So, Spring, would you like to look into this camera, tell people where they can find you and follow you and all that sort of stuff?
Hi. Yes, I am currently doing a podcast with Catherine Mather called Watching EastEnders from the Very Beginning, where we do what it says on the tin with laughs. The London Arts Facilitation Society, which is a society that promotes working class artists, not just comedians, but wrestlers and zine makers and all that kind of stuff. And I'm on the socials at Spring Catherine Day. And Spring Day, but mostly Spring Catherine Day, because it turns out Spring Day, the algorithms don't realize I'm human. So I'm shoehorning my middle name in there.
Yeah. We
So-
can confirm Spring is human. We tested on the way in.
So you could be Spring Cat.
I could, but then all the spelling's all weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Also, the double Catherine thing doesn't work
No.
without there being. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but it's fun. Yeah. So find me on the socials. And yeah.
Brilliant.
Awesome. And you're going to Edinburgh?
I am. I'm going to Edinburgh with my show. My name is Spring Day and Other Stupid Facts.
Great.
So
Great name.
It's just
Doesn't mess about that, Dame.
Nope.
Doesn't fuck about.
no.
Would you both like a Satan joke to end the podcast?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Some say that if you play Nickelback backwards, you'll hear Satan. Even worse, if you play it forwards, you'll hear Nickelback. That's good for this podcast.
I like it.
There you go. That's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Please give us a little 5-star rating wherever you get your podcasts. And if you'd like to help support us further, why not check out patreon.com/BelievePod for exclusive episodes, early access, and ad-free listening. Remember, we love you.